Welcome back to Jeff Koinange Live here at Citizen Television. We're talking to real live heroes. It's incredible, folks. From the young to the young at heart. That's right. Anna Kabale Duba. She calls herself a village girl, but I'm telling you, she's taken turbo all the way in Marsabit to the world. Right next to her, Dr. Aiden Wachu. He's the chairman of the National Heroes Council. Right next to him, Gitua Kahengeri, Mau Mau war veteran. This man was detained over and over again, but he fought and kept fighting. And right at the far end, Leonard Mambo Mbotela, one of the country's best broadcasters ever. True heroes on the bench. Leonard.
Thank you, yes.
August 1st, 1982.
Yes, Jeff.
The attempted coup. They came to pick you up from your house. That's how famous you were.
Yeah, it's very, very true. I remember vividly what really happened on that day. It was on Saturday when I escorted my sister, Pauline, who was going to see my other sister, Monica, in Canada. That was on Saturday. I took him to the airport. We chatted a bit, then I said bye-bye to my sister. Then I decided to go home. But I had two options. One, to go to a nightclub, to mingle around with my friends, and then the other one to go home, straight home. So I decided to go home. I went home. By that time I was staying at Ngara, government quarters. I was the head of national service with KBC, now KBC, but then was known as Voice of Kenya.
VOK.
So I went home, chatted with my family there. Then at around, when I went to sleep, when I went to bed, we had noises outside. Gunshots everywhere. So my mama watoto asked me, what is that? I told her, we poa. Nafikiri hao ni polisi wanafukuzana na majambazi. I was wrong. At around quarter to 4, I had a knock on my bedroom window. Papa said, who could this be? Then I came out of bed and I went to the nani tumelala ni nani nyinyi. So kumbe there was this was our driver by the name Wainaina. He's here now with you, driver. Yeah, because at that time our KBC vehicles were painted red, green, and black.
Yes.
So Wainaina was going around to pick early morning announcers, editors, and engineers to go and open the station. So they stopped Wainaina when he was on his way to pick my colleagues. They stopped him. Wewe unaenda wapi? Unaenda wapi? Kwamba mimi naenda kuchukua watangazaji wa asubuhi, wahariri wa habari na wasomaji wa habari. Wakasema no. Unajua kwa Leonard Mambo Mbotela? Akawaambia yes, mimi najua. Take us there, quick, haraka. So they came to my place. So Wainaina was there. He knocked my window. When I peeped outside there, I saw it was him. So I thought there was nobody to open the station. Or there was nobody to go and read news. So they came for me to go and save the situation.
Right.
Little did I know that the fellow who shouted my name was the coup leader.
Ochuka.
Yeah, Ochuka himself. He was in a Land Rover with guns all over the place. I was scared stiff. I said, what have I done? Are they going to kill me? And then dumped me in the river or something?
Yeah.
But I said, God be with me. So I told Mama, I had my family here. I'm being taken away. I don't know where I'm being taken to. Please pray for me. So I went to them. We went past Moy Avenue. They stopped at Moy Avenue. The driver stopped there. And then they broke some shops there. And then they looted shoes. So many shoes. Then as we were going to Broadcasting House, I saw them throwing away those shoes, throwing them away. I said, what is all this? Kumbe, those were displayed shoes.
Right.
Left-legged, all of them.
Hawakujua?
Hawakujua, they're all left-legged, and of course you cannot put on left-legged shoes, you know. So I really laughed at them. So we went up to Broadcasting House. When we reached Broadcasting House, we entered the Broadcasting House. Then Ochuka asked me, wapi studio? Kwambia iko juu, twende haraka. And they were pointing a gun at me. Jeff, I really thank God that I'm still alive up to now. So we went to the studio. So he scribbles some statement was on his paper, and akasema soma hiyo. Kaambia ndio. Amenishikia bunduki na nitasoma tafadhali, nitasoma. But I was scared, really scared stiff. Sema mimi ni Leonard Mambo Mbotela, hapa ninaye president wetu mpya anaitwa Ezekiel Ochuka, na amesema kwamba leo yeye ndiye anaongoza nchi hii, serikali ya Moi imepinduliwa. And there were about 20 of them in that studio. I was alone. So I said that. And I said, come on, repeat until I tell you stop. Yes, please. I was really scared. And I had to obey his instructions. So then, as I was still announcing those announcements, one of the rebel soldiers from 82, from Air Force, came in the studio. He came there and shouted, our colleagues, my colleagues, we are being attacked by the loyal forces, telling my new president now. Hey, yeah. They all left me in the studio. They scattered all over when they left me there, including my new president.
They all took off.
They were also scared of the loyal forces. So I was left there alone. I stayed there praying. I said, no, if I'm found here, they'll just shoot me, because they would not know whether I work there or I'm a student or who. So I decided to go in one of the studios and I ducked myself under the table of that studio. I stayed there for 1 hour. I left the studio unmanned. There was nobody to announce there. I left the studio just like that. So I went there, I ducked under the table. I stayed there for about an hour. Then I said, when it was come, I decided to come out. Yeah. Came out. As I was going to the studio now, at least to announce it and make some announcements, there was a tall Kenya Army soldier, a loyal soldier. I'm telling you, Jeff, and my brothers and sisters here, that fellow aimed at me like this. He just aimed at my head. Then I said, hey, I'm Leonard Mambo. I work here, I'm a staff here. I'm telling you, he said, we nani? Mimi ni Leonard Mambo, but nafanya kazi hapa. So he said, kuja hapa. Nikaenda. Akanambia, wapi idea yako ya kazi? Nikatoa, nikamwonyesha. Then he said, wewe una bahati sana. Ningeua mtu ambaye nilitaka kumwona kwa muda mrefu sana. Ni wewe kabisa. I'm the one, sir. I get in the studio. So as I was opening that door to get in the studio now, General Mahmoud Mohammed came. He knew me. He called me by my name. Leonard, I said, yes, sir. Get in the studio quick. And he was accompanied by 20 loyal soldiers. They came instead. So I went to the studio. Sema kwamba wale walikuwa ni vijana tu walevi kutoka huko Kenya Air Force. That's what I said. Repeat. Kasema, yes, sir. Yes. Hamjambo tena wasikilizaji. Mimi ni Leonard Mambo Mbotela. Yule aliwaambia kwamba serikali ya Moi imepinduliwa. Tena ndio mimi nawaambia kwamba serikali ya mzee Moi, serikali ya Rais Moi bado inaendelea, na hapa niko na General Mahmoud ameokoa hii serikali. Kwa hivyo kaeni nyumbani mpaka mtakapotangaziwa baadaye. So I kept on repeating that announcement, and General Mahmoud was very, very happy. Akasema taja majina yetu, nikamwambia wapi list, nikasema Jerry Mahmud ameandamana na so and so and so. So he was very, very happy. Yeah. Then after 2 days, I was asked to go and report to the court martial, Langata. I didn't know. They wanted to know how I went there. Mm-hmm. Why did those rebels
picked on you?
Yeah, picked on me. Why? You must have known the coup. I said, no. They came to pick me because of my popularity. Yeah. I'm known, they know me. So Ochuka was there looking at me. He was looking at me and I was looking at him. Mm. And beside, next to him was, you can't believe it, was Moses Wetangula.
What?
Moses Wetangula was Ochuka's lawyer. Yes.
The Speaker of the House now.
Yeah, the Speaker of the House now.
Wow.
Eh? So that Mzungu, the judge was a Mzungu, European, told me, young man, you are acquitted. Just go home and relax. So I left that place running. Running like Kipchoge. I didn't even look backwards. Because I thought maybe they'll call me again. Yeah. So I just went straight home. And I thank God.
That's a great
story.
So
that was 1982 for you.
40 years ago.
40 years.
40 years ago.
40 years ago.
Getu Koinange, there's a story that you tell when, because you were taken to various detention camps, right? From one to the other. And there's one time you reconnected with your father.
Yes.
Tell us that story.
My father was a freedom fighter. My father recruited me.
What was his name?
His name was Kahengeri Wageto.
Ah, Getu Koinange, Kahengeri Wageto.
Kahengeri Wageto. He recruited me in the freedom struggle movement. And therefore, the day that I was caught by the British government, he was also arrested. We were both detained in Athi River for a few years. And then after that, we were separated. I was taken to Lodwar prison, and he was taken to Manyani detention camp. A year later, I was transferred from Lodwar, being taken to Mageta Island in a place called Takwa. And then we passed through Nairobi from Lodwar in the train. And when we reached Voi at Manyani, where the train stood there, and then I heard outside the coaches, the Johnnies, wazungu waliokuwa vijana tuliwita wa Johnny. The Johnnies were telling a Mzee, come on Mzee, come on Mzee. And then the third time, they threw my father into the buggy. And of course, my father fell on my thighs. He was pushed by the butt of the gun by the askari to the other people who were sitting behind me.
Did you recognize him? Did you know?
No, I didn't recognize him. He did not also recognize me. We were very thin, very weak, changed all completely. And those people outside there are the people he met, and they say, where umetoka wapi mzee? He told them, I have come from Manyani, and my son is detained in Lodwar. And then they asked him, who is your son in Lodwar? Oh, Getu Koinange is my son. Oh, Getu Koinange. Do you know that man that you fell on his thighs? No, I do not know. And then he turned back and said, this is Koinange, who was put into the coach by being thrown into it by soldiers. No, it's my father. Then we held each other by the arms, and then we went together. We stayed in prison, Fort Jesus prison. In the morning, we were taken very early in a boat called the Rausarindi, which was taking us to Lamu. Then that is how I met my father during the journey from Lodwar to Takwa Island for detaining, for detention camps.
And you stayed together in Mageta Island in Takwa? You detained together?
We were detaining together. I was sleeping on this mat in the detention, a 3 feet by 6 inches sisal mat. One is here for Geto Kahengeri, and the second one is for Kahengeri Wageto. So in the morning when I turn my face on the right, this is my father. When he turns on the left, this is his son. That is how it went.
Chairman, are these stories going to be told? Because it's so important for these stories to be told. Are they going to be told?
Yes. We came into being. I organized my technical team to go and record him. Because if we don't do it, with him aging, we may not get such a story. So we went up to his home, and he also called other veterans, and we recorded them for future posterities. You see, Jeff, since I became the chair, I've learned a lot of things. We have unsung heroes and heroines. It's very unfortunate. This has to be done for purposes of posterity, because we also honor those who are not with us. Recently, I was asking some people very simple questions. I said, this road, this street that stretches from the Supreme Court to Macmillan Library in Itwaya J. Anybody who knows? I said, yes, this is Wabera Street. Then I asked them a simple question. Anybody who knows who Wabera is? You can't believe, Jeff. You know what Kenyans are saying? Yeah, tunamjua. Nani? Ni mzee Mluya kutoka Vihiga. Ni mzee Mluya kutoka Kakamega. You know, I couldn't believe it. Wabera is not an ordinary person. Wabera was the first African district commissioner. Daudi the Baso Wabera. He comes from Marsabit. He's buried in Marsabit. He was killed a week to our independence in 1962. We are going to independence 63, then the 62. He was killed while coming from Dogashe in Isiolo, coming back. He was in the company of local leaders, like the late Haj Galmdido. This was at the prime moment when part of northern Kenya were attempting everything possible to secede to Somalia. And the Baso Wabera and Haj Galmdido were the leaders who fought vehemently to make sure that that part of Kenya does not secede to Somalia. Unknown to them were people who have waylaid them. They didn't know. It was just 1 week or so to our independence in 1962. We called it, before we fully became independent. 60.
Correct, that period.
Yes. And they were preparing for that. And he was killed. So many Kenyans don't know such heroes. Unfortunately, they don't know it. Yeah. You see? But very interestingly, Jeff, the National Heroes Act, if you read it, gives us a lot of powers, such as, one, we can rename a town. We can name a street after any other person. You get me?
Yep.
We can put up a statue, a monument for any other prominent Kenyans anywhere. That is the best way of recognizing. The Act says you have the authority to rename a town, even Nairobi, because the Act says you can give a place a name in honor of people who departed. So these are some of the simple things that we need to tell Kenyans. And if we don't take cognizances and the advantage of these elderly people like them who are giving us stories, then we will be in a mess. Yeah. Kipchoge would have been with us here, Eliud Kipchoge, but he has other national duties, he couldn't able to come. Even Malim Thavichi was willing to be with us here. So these are the stories that we need to inculcate into young people with a view to making sure that this story of who the heroes and heroines in Kenya are is kept for future posterities. Unless and until that is done, then we are in a mess. For instance, like now, one of the heroines we have honored is a young primary school girl, Sylvia Chepkunot. This girl was in a bus in West Pokot. The bus was waylaid by bandits, and they shot at people at randoms. Students, 14 students were killed. This little kid came out and said, "Don't kill them, kill me. I am prepared to be killed. Save them. I'm prepared to die for them." They shot in her legs. She is on a stretcher now, on a stretcher. She is one of the people we have honored, you see? And these are the type of people we shouldn't forget, because the Act says, regardless of the age, we have to honor people who have done incredible job in service to the nations. And so in that regard, our board is mandated by the Act, one, to work in concert with the county government, or the 47 county governments, because we may not know who is a hero in Bungoma. We may not know who is a hero in Marsabit County, in Isiolo, in Wajir, you see, in Kakamega. In that regard, we work with them with a view to getting from them who are the heroes. Then we can able to document. Uhuru Garden is mentioned in our Act, the heroes' monuments. All these are some of the things that we need to bring up and work very strongly on it. If you read the Acts, who are the heroes and from where can we get or source the heroes? We have 14 schedules from which we can able to aggregate and then identify, recognize, and then honor. We have people who are philanthropists, people who goes out of their way and help people. This critical moment. We have a scientist, we have journalists, we have people who are doing everything possible to save our environment, climates. We have traditional healers, traditional medicines. These are all people who are forgotten. They're doing incredible jobs. So you see, these are the 14 schedules from which we can be able to sit and say, look into this, look into this, look into this. Diverse.
Yeah. One day you will see a Gitu Wakahangeri Street or Mamobotella Road or Kabale Avenue.
Exactly, exactly. They deserve to have
Jeff,
to be named as our road.
Just before you go back to our sister here to interview her. So many people think, we have an estate here in Nairobi, Mbotela Estate.
Yes.
Along Jogoo Road.
Correct.
So they think that estate was named after me. No, it's not true. My late uncle, Tom Mbotela, was the Secretary General of CAU, Kenya African Union, at that time, whereby the late Jomo Kenyatta, Mzee Kangeri and others were members of that party. So he was the Secretary General of CAU. So he was assassinated on the 26th of November, 1952. I remember very well. That's why we have this Mbotela estate to remember him. And he was assassinated along Jogoo Road at Bama Market. That's why Bama Market was banned, and was a staunch supporter of the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. But something happened. They disagreed to agree, and he was just assassinated. That's why, to remember him and to honor him, that estate was named Tom Mbotela Estate, and is now known as Mbotela Estate. He was my uncle.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I want to add something.
You want to add? Let's get our sister in first before you add something. And Kabale, what do you tell people of your generation? I mean, we're hearing some fascinating stories here, and you are writing your own story as well. And you keep saying, tell your story. What do you tell them? There's a generation out there that has no clue about where they came from or even where they're going.
Yeah, it's amazing even to share the platform with them and even get to hear about this history. As a young generation coming up, it's high time also, we have the freedom. They fought for our freedom. We have the freedom now with us. But as an individual, what do we do? As a person, what do you do? So I'm urging each and every Kenyan to move out of your comfort zone. I am one person, and there are so many things to be done in the community. Like when Citizen TV recently wrote about the award that I won, that Kabale want to use the money to build the school. There are so many comments down there, and others are saying that why do you have to build a school? Hiyo ni kazi ya gava. Give people water, give people food, but I'm one person, I cannot be able to solve the entire problem. So let everyone do something. Move out of your comfort zone. Use what you have and do what you can to be the change. As the young generation, it's high time we also write our own stories. We have stories as well as young people. There are so many young people out there helping people in different sectors, in education, in health, and even environment. So it's high time we tell our story. And it's good that even the National Council is recognizing the young people, like the young girl.
Yes,
so we use the 14-year-old. We used to know that this heroes thing is just for Mau Mau fighters,
right,
generally.
Yeah.
Today, I was making fun that when we were being taken to the hotel where we are hosted as the heroes, I was the only young person in that bus. I could look around and see just the Mau Mau fighters around me. So it's high time even our government recognize young people and you know, put our stories out there, and ourselves also share our stories and tell our stories. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So well put. So well put. You wanted to say something before we go to our tweets. You were saying something?
Yes. What I wanted to say, Jeff, it is interesting that we have Dr. Aden Wachu, chairman of the Heroes Council. He likes to be so because he knows the work that was done, particularly by the liberation struggle for this country. And I must tell him, and I usually tell him because I am a member of the Heroes Council, that the young generation do not know the history of this country. One of the prime things that we went to war with the British for is your education. They had restricted our education up to Standard 4 because they wanted to have enlightened farm laborers, so that when you have gone to about Standard 4, you'll be taken from that standard to a Mzungu farm to count how many debes were picked today, how many doors of maziwa were milked today. Therefore, education for Africans was up to that level. And when we realized that we can read to any level of education, we said our children will not continue being encircled by Standard 4. We must liberate this country so that our children can learn and be educated people.
Absolutely.
Now, these educated people do not know that. There are no books to tell them where we were, where we came from, and where we are intending to go. I am asking the chairman all the time, we talk to him, to have as many books published by the council, because that is one of the functions of the council, as many books of any type, by any languages, so that the people of Kenya can understand they are living in a free country which was liberated by their gallant young people who did not care to die to liberate their country. You have traveled a lot. Yeah. You have been in America, you have been to UK, and you know if you go to the House of Lords in London, you can see the murals on the wall there of young people who were killed during the water war. Mau Mau's struggle for independence is a water war of Kenya. Why don't we have pictures of those who fought that battle everywhere, even in the precincts of the parliament, all around, in the precincts of State House? Why don't we have them? And they are the people who liberated this country from domination and subjugation of the British colonial power.
Absolutely.
This is why I am telling Chairman, he has a great duty to do. We want you, before we die, to publish these books, to be read, and for us to know that these books are being read all over the country.
Chairman, kazi kwako.
Ndio.
Kazi kwako.
Kabisa.
Haya.
Kabisa.
Tuangalie feedback.
Ndio.
Ndivyo, this show has been very inspiring.
Yes.
Lots of tweets, lots of feedback. Cindy is saying, it's lovely to listen to these inspiring heroes. Mbotella in the house brings good, sweet memories. Jehu Nyungwana, the 97-year-old hero, Gitu Kaingeri, impressed me. Smart guy. Quite interesting show to listen to. All right. Excellent feedback. Uhuru Duba. Yeah? Uhuru Duba. Kabale Duba is epitome of hard work, resilience, and determination. Indeed, true definition of hope and inspiration to many. We celebrate all our heroes. Stay blessed.
Thank you.
Well done, well done, well done. Simon Mutuli, CPA, says, I salute all our guests tonight. My former school, St. Campbell Boys, a.k.a. Kitui School, well represented. Is that what it was called? St. Campbell's Boys?
Yes, I do remember very well. Thank you.
Boniface Baraza says, congratulations to Gitu Kaingeri. He is a well-lived hero, deserves to be awarded as he asked a big question. What can the government do for them apart from moral support and recognition? We talked about that, Dr. Ari, a little bit, right? There will be, hopefully down the line, there will be some monetary compensation. Michieka Enoch says, lovely and inspiring stories of legends who sacrificed for our nation. Lots more tweets. Kiprop Wambura says, legends in studio this evening. Congratulations for the good job you've done for this country. May the heavens reward you highly. And I've got a message right here from Patrick Njiru. Another hero.
Yes,
another hero. He says, fantastic show. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick, always a great supporter. Masharia Moragori says, enjoying every moment of the show. Our heroes and heroines are indeed our great pride. They went out of their way to make our country stand out from the rest. Kudos. And that was the last one there. I've got another one. He says, may the colors of our flag remind us of all the heroes like my grandfather, Gitu Kaingeri, who sacrificed their lives for us to enjoy the freedom we have today. Happy Mashujaa Day from Jogona wa Kahengeri.
From?
Jogona wa Kahengeri.
Jogona?
Yes, your grandson.
Oh, Juguna Wakahengeri.
Yes.
Yeah, that is my grandson. Yeah.
Wonderful show, wonderful show.
Thank you so much.
You guys have been amazing,
you.
and keep doing what you're doing, Chairman.
Sure,
keep
sure.
honoring them.
Sure.
Whether they're 14 or 97.
Yes.
Keep honoring them.
Absolutely.
And well done.
Absolutely.
Well done.
Yes.
And this council, National Heroes Council, needs
Yes.
the support of the government.
Absolutely.
Or maybe outsiders, philanthropists.
Correct.
It could be a real meaningful thing going forward.
Yes.
But keep up.
Thank you so much.
Kubala, keep doing what you do.
Thank you so much.
Keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
Gitu Wakangeri, you're a real hero.
Yeah.
You're a real hero. Thank you. Leonard Mamba Mbotela.
Yes.
Jay.
Yeah. Huu ni ungwana. Wasahau Mashujaa.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for being a part of Jeff Koinange Live. Remember, every Wednesday, it's all about those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. Happy Mashujaa Day, everybody. Let's honor our heroes. Never forget what they did for us to be where we are today. Good night. Good luck. God bless Kenya. And again, happy Mashujaa Day. Thank you all. Thank you. Great job.